Archangel Michael says, the moment you decided to walk away from what was crushing your spirit, something else awakened in secret. A shadow began following you, recording the things you never imagined would matter. They were hired by someone who couldn't let you go, not because of love, but because of something you still don't know. This private investigator wasn't just anyone, they were a specialist in uncovering things others couldn't even sense. They were sent quietly, without your knowledge, to capture details of your daily life, your movement, your conversations, your energy. Their purpose was hidden behind smiles and silence, but the truth is now unraveling faster than anyone expected. One rainy night, as you returned home thinking it was just another ordinary evening, a car remained parked with the engine running for too long. It wasn't a delivery, it wasn't lost, it was them, taking final notes. That moment, they clicked something on their device and looked up with eyes full of disbelief. You had become more than what they were expecting, you triggered something in them spiritually, something they weren't ready to handle. What they found in you is going to shock the very person who paid them to watch you. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The investigator thought they were hunting for flaws, but instead, they discovered grace wrapped in quiet power. Your name was written in a book they didn't recognize at first, hidden in a spiritual archive that only few are destined to be listed in. The more they watched you, the more unexplainable signs started appearing around them. They documented your interactions, but certain events made their machines glitch, and unexplained symbols began to appear in photos taken around you. Someone tried to bind you in secrecy, but your soul had already outgrown that prison. The deeper they went, the more protection they noticed surrounding you. This surveillance was not limited to technology, it involved spiritual decoding and psychic observation, but each time they tried to peer deeper, they were pushed back by an unseen force. What they thought would be evidence against you became testimony in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 478. Now, the one who paid for this investigation is panicking. They were expecting scandal or weakness, but instead, they were handed a report filled with miracles. The documents returned to them are not what they hoped for, they are full of light and revelations. The private investigator included a note at the bottom of their report: you are watching someone who walks with divine timing. This is beyond me. That note wasn't planned. It was written in a moment of personal transformation the investigator couldn't explain. Archangel Michael says, your steps have not gone unnoticed in heaven either. What was meant to harm you is turning into a confirmation of your divine purpose. You are not just protected, you are documented in realms beyond this world. Type Amen to get blessing 592. That knock on your door late at night isn't meant to scare you, it's part of the closure. Someone will show up holding papers they never thought they'd have to give you. The contents include everything that's been monitored, yes, but also a confession. The confession will not come from their mouth but from the energy attached to the pages. When you hold it, your palms will tingle. You'll feel your ancestors around you whispering, "It's time now." In that envelope lies a truth that breaks chains. Truth someone has tried to bury for a long time. And once you open it, your path will light up like a secret finally freed from the shadows. Type Amen to get blessing January 2009. The investigator, though hired for darkness, was converted by what they witnessed. They saw you speak kindness to a stranger, they saw you stay silent when insulted. They saw you crying alone, then lifting yourself up like a warrior with invisible wings. The images they captured blurred every time you prayed silently in your heart. Their recording device failed during a moment you released pain under moonlight. The universe refused to let darkness capture what was meant to be sacred. Your energy began to affect them. Their dreams changed. They started seeing you not as a subject, but as a symbol. And for the first time in their career, they questioned who really sent them and why. Type Amen to get blessing 2044. Archangel Michael says, the one who paid them to follow you never expected this twist. That person is now experiencing spiritual unrest. They are seeing you in their dreams, hearing your voice in the silence, and it's haunting them. Not because of guilt, but because of awakening. They're being forced to confront what they denied for so long. You are not who they thought you were, you are a mystery they can't control anymore. The file they received back was not just facts and pictures. It carried divine codes. It included moments where heaven intervened and protected you. This isn't just surveillance, it's prophecy. Type Amen to get blessing 3077. Someone close to you will bring this file, thinking they are helping you, but secretly, they want to see your reaction. Don't be angry when it comes. Be still. Receive it with dignity, because that's your crown. Inside the documents are photos of moments even you forgot, moments where your soul was tested, moments where your silence was louder than screams. These were not for the world to see, but heaven chose this as a turning point. You will notice initials hidden in the corners of certain pages. Those initials belong to someone you once trusted. They knew what was happening and they chose to stay quiet for their own protection. Type Amen to get blessing 3221. This is not the end. It is only the curtain lifting on the second act of your life. You have been spied on, tracked, whispered about, but still, you rise. The investigator was not the real watcher, you were being tested by the unseen realms. What was meant for exposure has become a declaration of your calling. There is a section in the file that has a sealed mark. Only you can open it. It's time sensitive. When you open it, a scent will rise, a scent that only your childhood holds. This is a sign. Type Amen to get blessing March 1989. This file has already traveled across 4 hands. All 4 individuals had a reaction they can't explain. One of them wept. One of them panicked. One of them felt peace. And one of them disappeared. The one who disappeared is coming back soon, with more truth. They've been hiding out in a remote place after they discovered the last piece. The piece that ties you to something ancient and royal. This revelation includes a key, both metaphorical and real. Somewhere in the documents is a map. The map connects you to a location your family left behind long ago. Type Amen to get blessing 3991. Archangel Michael says, this investigator's final report was forwarded not just to their client, but also to someone watching over you. This person holds power. And they've decided you are no longer invisible. They want to meet you. They're not coming with judgment, but with a proposition. What they saw in the report confirmed everything their intuition whispered for years. You will be offered protection from this point forward. Not just physical, but spiritual and legal. A circle is closing and another is forming around you, made of people you don't yet know but who already believe in you. Type Amen to get blessing 41:11. The next 48 hours will feel heavy. Strange signs will appear. Your phone might glitch. A dog might bark outside for no reason, an old memory may resurface suddenly. These are signals. Prepare. You're not losing anything, you're stepping into the evidence of who you truly are. The past has been documented and now the future is being rewritten by your steps. This night, before you sleep, a sound will echo. Maybe a door creak, a sudden wind, or a clock ticking louder than usual. That's the signal. It's near. Your name is no longer hidden, the report was supposed to be silent. But now, it's becoming your spiritual announcement. Type Amen to get blessing 43:23. You might feel a strange pull toward your window tonight. You might hesitate, wondering if it's just your imagination, but the atmosphere around you will change slightly colder, slightly still, because the messenger is approaching. Someone carrying that file is already on their way, whether by foot or by transport, with a burden in their chest. They didn't plan to deliver it personally, but something shifted. The contents have become too serious, too mysterious, to be handed to anyone else. The cover page of that file holds a symbol you've seen before, but perhaps only in dreams or moments of deep reflection. It's an emblem tied to your destiny, to a bloodline with hidden power. And the person bringing it has now realized they're not delivering papers, they're delivering fate. Type Amen to get blessing 45:47. You'll notice when they arrive, there will be hesitation in their eyes. They won't speak first. They'll wait for your energy to open the moment. Because deep down, they know that crossing your path means something bigger than a job, it means being part of a divine turning point. What you read inside those pages will make you gasp. You'll see places you've never visited, yet your name is somehow attached to them. You'll see conversations recorded from people who pretended not to know you mattered. Every single detail in that file is more than just surveillance at spiritual verification. They watched, they tracked, but they also captured your supernatural protection. They never expected you to be surrounded by celestial forces, yet their notes mention light distortions, whispering winds, and mirror reflections changing. Type Amen to get blessing 46:99. There's a voice recording included, one they couldn't identify. It came through their device when you were alone in your room, and no one else was around. A gentle voice said, he belongs to the sacred line. They've played it back several times. The frequency changes each time, sometimes higher, sometimes almost inaudible. But the message stays the same. Even technology had to bow in your presence. There are pages marked classified in red ink. Those were not meant for your eyes, but heaven is allowing you to see them. Because what they tried to hide is your divine heritage. Type Amen to get blessing 48. 82. You're going to read a line that says, subject shows immunity to spiritual attacks. That's not normal language for a private investigation. It means someone tried to harm you using ancient tactics, but failed. They captured moments where others were plotting, but those meetings were always interrupted. Fires went out, phones died. Shadows moved across the walls. And someone in the room always said, let's stop, something doesn't feel right. Those who try to summon harm toward you never expected your soul to radiate fire. Your aura burned through their rituals. The investigator noted these strange failures but didn't know what to call them, until now. Type Amen to get blessing 49. 85. Says, your spiritual team has been intercepting darkness behind the scenes for years. What this file reveals is not just your story, it's your power. They tried to expose you, but all they did was unlock your ancient signature. Some pages are photographs. You'll see yourself in places you don't remember being, but you were. You were guided there for divine reasons. And now the record exists, proving your alignment with a hidden mission. A second envelope inside the file contains names. These are people who doubted you. But now they've been exposed for watching you too closely, trying to extract your essence to use for themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 5001. There is one name at the very end, circled in gold ink. That name may cause your heart to race, it belongs to someone you thought had forgotten you. But they didn't forget, they were tracking you out of guilt, love, and awe. They've sent a message through the investigator. A small folded note will fall out when you lift the final page. It reads, I was wrong about you, and now everyone knows it. This is your vindication moment. The years you've suffered in silence are being rewritten as sacred proof. Every step you took is now documented in ways even you didn't see. Type Amen to get blessing May 2017. The person who hired the private eye is breaking. They are unable to sleep. The weight of their actions is crashing down. They are trying to reverse what they set in motion, but it's too late. The evidence is now celestial. You are advised to keep this file somewhere safe. Not because you need protection from others, but because it contains your spiritual blueprint. Others may try to retrieve it, but heaven will protect it for you. Archangel Michael says, the door that will be knocked on soon must be opened with courage, not fear. This is your moment to receive what was hidden, what was denied, what was sacredly observed and finally revealed. Type Amen to get blessing May 1950. There's a map tucked deep between the pages, with coordinates leading to a building abandoned years ago. You'll recognize the place immediately when you see the photograph. A childhood memory tied to that place will surface. That location holds something of yours, a letter, an item, a relic left behind during spiritual warfare. The investigator wasn't supposed to find it, but they were led to it by a crow that wouldn't leave them alone. This file contains not just proof, but direction. You're not only being shown the past, you're being given a path forward. Every word you read from now on will feel like pieces returning to your spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 5363. There's a paragraph that mentions an old man they spoke to, who said he saw an aura around you years ago. That man has no digital footprint. He appeared during the investigation and vanished after delivering a name. The Child of Fire. That name has now replaced your code name in the report. That's how they're referring to you now. Not by your birth name, but by your spiritual authority. The person holding the last page of the file, trembling as they carry it to your door, is going to leave it in your hands and walk away. They will not wait for thanks. They will not wait for response, they were only the vessel. Type Amen to get blessing 5507. You will feel a vibration the moment your fingertips touch the file. It is alive with divine permission. This isn't just paper, it's prophecy. You are reading what heaven allowed to be revealed at the perfect time. There are fingerprints on the envelope from several people. Some who betrayed you, others who defended you in silence. The ink may smudge, but their intent is already known by higher forces. From this moment forward, you will notice the air around you shift. People will begin to act differently, some will avoid you. Others will stare with awe. The investigator's report did more than reveal facts, it unveiled your spiritual identity. Type Amen to get blessing May 1990. Archangel Michael says, they were watching you, thinking they had the power, but it was you, all along, who was watched over. The hunter has now become the believer. This story will not stay secret. The contents of the report will ripple into places you never thought you'd reach. People in hidden rooms are already whispering your name. What they found when they tracked you wasn't just movement, words, or routines. They found divinity hidden in human form. They found you. Type Amen to get blessing 5777. The moment you break the seal on that final document, the air around you will feel heavier for just a second than lighter than ever before. Something ancient will be released. Not dangerous, but powerful. Inside is not what you expect. It's not just more evidence, it's an invocation. A carefully worded set of sentences written long ago by someone who knew you would be born, someone who knew this exact day would come. The letter is handwritten, not typed, and it trembles slightly in your hands. Though the ink is old, the message feels alive. It opens with your true spiritual name, one you've never heard before, yet it sounds like home. Type Amen to get blessing 5909. This name has power. As you speak it aloud, the room around you might shift. A light might flicker. A breeze might pass without any window open. It's the energy of your higher identity reactivating after years of dormancy. You'll find coordinates inside that point to a location few have access to, a cave, a chamber, or an ancestral room. You'll know it by the symbol etched on the walls. That symbol also appeared in the photos taken by the investigator. Even though they didn't notice, that place holds more than items. It holds memory. It's where your spiritual lineage stored a secret meant only for the one chosen to carry it forward, and that chosen one is you. Type Amen to get blessing 6111. This is not fantasy. This is why your life has been watched so closely by the unseen. This is why people were drawn to you but also afraid. You were being tested, prepared, and confirmed without your conscious knowing. Inside the sealed document is also the name of someone you are to meet in the coming 7 days. That person will not look extraordinary, but they will carry knowledge that activates something dormant inside you. Their eyes will flash recognition. A silent agreement will pass between you. They've known you across lifetimes, and now their mission is to help you remember who you really are beyond the investigations, the trials, and the tracking. Type Amen to get blessing June 2023. Archangel Michael says, what was meant to control you is becoming the very ladder to your divine elevation. The documents in that file are no longer just reports, they're your sacred archive. You are stepping into prophecy. You may want to burn the papers. Don't. Not yet. They contain patterns you've been waiting to decode. Diagrams, numbers. Old drawings resembling places you used to sketch as a child without knowing why. When you see them again, it will feel like you've been found. The images will unlock dreams. You will finally sleep deeply, as your soul will recognize itself fully for the first time in a long while. Type Amen to get blessing 6232. There is one page mark not for subject size. But you will read it anyway. It contains a warning from the one who paid the investigator. The message reads, if they ever discover the truth, I will lose everything. That single sentence reveals the real reason you were followed. You are tied to something someone else is benefiting from, a legacy, an inheritance, a truth they cannot afford for you to know. But it's too late. You have the papers now. And you have the energy of divine timing on your side. Nothing hidden can remain in the dark. Type Amen to get blessing 6384. That person is already feeling the collapse of their illusion. Their control is slipping. The very moment you held that file, the spiritual contract they made to suppress your light began to dissolve. They will try one last attempt, perhaps through someone close to you. A phone call. A message. A coincidental run-in. But you will recognize the energy. You will not fall into their trap. You're not who you used to be. You are no longer waiting to be validated. You have the documents. You have the name. You have the divine authority to walk forward in full knowledge of your truth. Type Amen to get blessing 6449. This shift won't just affect you. Your awakening sends ripples through your bloodline. Ancestors who couldn't speak their truth in their time are rejoicing now. The truth has finally landed in the hands of the one strong enough to carry it. You might receive visions in your dreams starting tonight. Glimpses of times, places, even faces you've never known, but somehow do. These are echoes of past lifetimes intersecting your current path. Each vision will show you more of what was taken from you and what is now being restored. The file was never about watching your downfall. It was the first part of your rising. Type Amen to get blessing 6620. Archangel Michael says, the knocking that's coming next is not from a spy or an enemy. It is the arrival of someone carrying keys, literal or spiritual. They were meant to be given to you once you proved yourself through fire. You've passed the tests. Not by fighting, but by staying pure, silent and powerful even when others tried to mark you. Heaven was recording when men were spying. And heaven's record overrules every false report made against you. Keep this in your heart. Your story has shifted from hidden to honored. The investigator wrote the final line in their report as, I believe in them. They are chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 6.